Hello to football lovers and especially those interested in the most attractive club football tournament in the world, Champions League. Here is the Footballer Love channel and I'm Danny. Please support us by subscribing to the channel, my friends. The most sensitive game of the first week of the Champions League was held between the finalists of the 2023 season, Inter and Man City. Two teams with coaches with style and tactics who have a special plan and programs for each moment of the game. Inter scored 9 goals with 2 draws and 2 wins in the first 4 games of Serie A. Average goal 2.25 per game. But, on the other hand, he had conceded 3 goals in 4 games, which caused his fans to worry. He was ready to face Haaland, who had scored 9 of City's 11 goals. A full-scale war in the middle of the field. The smallest mistake could make the situation difficult for any team. The game went as expected. City's possessive game and Inter's patient display. Inter didn't press too much from the top and expected most of the game in their own field. And the heat map of the game also shows that 53% of the game was spent in the defensive third of Inter, so that they can complete the job on counterattacks and relying on the speed of Marcus Thuram, Darmian and Barella and the positioning of Taremi and Çalhanoğlu. Inter was successful in implementing this plan several times, but Thuram and Darmian did not appreciate Taremi's passes and missed 2 great opportunities. City owned the ball with 60% possession and organized most of their attacks from the right side with the presence of Bernardo Silva and Savinho. The game that most football fans were waiting for was not as exciting as the 2023 final. Perhaps the over-tactical nature of the coaches and their unwillingness to take risks was the cause of the 0-0 result. In France, Paris Saint-Germain's first season in the Champions League after Mbappe's departure was keyed. As usual, Paris is doing well in the French league. 4 games, 4 wins, 16 goals in 4 games, and scored only 3 goals. But their main plan is to win the Champions League. PSG's first game against Girona was their surprise of last season's La Liga, which won the 3rd place in La Liga and entered the Champions League. During the game, PSG was the absolute ruler and did not allow Girona to show off and organize many attacks from left and right with the presence of Nuno Mendes, Barcola, Hakimi and Dembele. In this game, the Parisians made 26 shots at Girona's goal, 17 of which were inside the box but with little accuracy. PSG has created a young, average and energetic team that if they can implement Luis Enrique's philosophies, they might be one leg off the finals. Xabi Alonso's beloved Leverkusen are back in the Champions League after a long time, so that they can advance to the finals like back in 2003. They have been shaky in defense and poisonous in attacks this year. Feyenoord is ranked 8th in the Dutch league with its new coach. Xabi's amazing team started to press their attacks from the left side, where their star Florian Wirtz is playing, from the very first minutes and scored a goal very soon. In general, the game was very close statistically, but the result on the scoreboard did not indicate this. After the shock of the goal in the first minutes, Anthony tried to equalize, and this was effective in the final shots of the players. Out of 12 shots, 3 of them were inside the frame. Florian Wirtz became the best player on the field with a score of 9. This year, by introducing Hansi Flick as the head coach, Barcelona tried to make a fundamental change in the team's mentality and playing style after several years. And since there was ample opportunity, Flick first planned on the bodybuilding of the players, a case that Xabi's technical team did not care much about. Flick believes that when a player is physically fit, he can stand up to any opponent. But if his body is weak and he loses a one-on-one battle, he will drop mentally too. And and since he had come to win, now he had to fight not to lose. After Garcia's dismissal, more play was going on in the defensive third of Barca. Monaco had 10 shots on target in the first half and finally scored with Alio's shot. Barca did not back down after the goal and tied the game with Jamal's goal. The second half was similar to the first half, with Monaco's pressure in the second half. There were 6 shots on the goal from inside the box, and the second goal was scored on one of these shots, and Ter Stegen's mistake by Elenechna. Elenechna scored the winning goal of the Antwerp's division against Barca in the Champions League last season. Arteta has transformed Arsenal, which has had a good start this season as expected, against Gasparini's Atalanta. European League champion. According to the type of game of the second team, it was clear that we will have a physical game. 45% of the game time was spent in the middle box, which shows that the teams did not want to lose the battle in the middle of the field, and this caused us to witness only 4 shots in the frame. Arsenal had a glimpse of Sunday's game against City and left this game crooked. With a relatively good performance in the transfer season and the purchase of Julian Alvarez and Sorloth in the offensive phase, Atletico has brought a new vibe to its team offensive line, and by bringing in Conor Gallagher, it has created elegance and speed in the midfield. Leipzig is a teammate who does not give up the game until the 19th minute and fights until the end. Leipzig took the lead very soon, and now it was the turn of Atletico's consecutive attacks. 13 shots, 5 corners, 10 shots from inside the box, finally scored an equal goal. In the second half, Atletico attacked from the left with Griezmann and Riquelme. The pressure of attacks continued with 8 shots, 3 corners, and passes from the wings, and finally, Gimenez finished the job in the last minute on Griezmann's pass. Griezmann became the best player on the field with 1 goal and 1 assist, with a score of 9.2. The start of the Bees in this season was very important to prove that they did not have a chance to reach the finals last season. Nuri Sahin's team tried to score with the ball and the field, but Klopp showed that they are not a weak team with a good team play and quick counterattacks in the first half. If it wasn't for Kobel's saves in the first half, maybe the game would have turned out differently. On the other hand, Kobel's counterpart had good saves in the first half. Dortmund started the second half with more pressure, and with 61% possession and continuous pressure, they were able to create positions. After the first goal and Brugge's restart, Dortmund did a great job on counterattacks. The second and third goal were obtained in the same way. Nuri Sahin's golden replacement scored 2 goals in 22 minutes. That was from us. Goodbye until the second week of the Champions League.